Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm happy to be here again. I'm gonna sing a couple of songs, prepare our environment, and I hope you can follow the songs and let your heart calm down. So the first one I'm gonna sing is Vibrate. When life lends a hand, it's time to open up your heart. It is time to love one another. It's time to take part. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. Vibrate always, loving and serving everyone. When we give our heart in charity, our lives are transforming into songs. Our dreams become reality. And we join Jesus for eternity. The second song is Song to Mother Zephyrina. Source of love that radiates, warming up our cold night, supporting comfort, supporting comfort, cascades from down the mountain, calling the children of earth with love in their hearts, with love in their hearts. My soul never loses hope, because your love always teaches me the solution lies in our love. The solution lies in our oh, my mother Zephyrina, harvest of wonderful blessings. Make you small son a good Christians. Make you small son a good Christian. The last song is I know that I promised to you that I'm going to bring the picture of the Dr. Bezerra de Menezes that called the Doctor for the Poor. He lived in Brazil 1800, and he dedicated his life to help people. So he's a very honored person in Brazil, and the Spiritism have muito to say thank you to him. So I'm going to share with you his picture And that's the song that I'm gonna sing right now. This is Dr. Bezerra de Menezes. And this song goes like this. Blue crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on suffering, living joy, or in pain. Crystal eyes, color of the sky, gray bushy beard, Santa's look alike. Shine on your brothers on earth, suffering, living joy, or in pain. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the good, receive our praise and also our heart. Bezerra de Menezes, Apostle of the light, place our pain at the feet of Jesus Christ. Thank you. And now I'm gonna put another songs for us.
Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, mate, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build that bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrows, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark hope place, no more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days, no more cries, no more dark hope place, no more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face, love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more. fear, no more fight. Let the sun walk on the way, shine, shine. Let the sun walk on the way, shine, shine. Shine, shine.
Never lose your faith in the brightness of your eyes. Never let the sorrow bring you down. Put a carry smile in your beautiful face. This way is much easier to go. Bright sun will shine. Let Jesus love warm you up. Live happy your life and never think of giving up. Forget about your problems, enjoy living your life. Open up your heart for love to come inside. Jesus by your side, and with Him close to you, you'll be glad and never become blue. Bright sun will shine. Let Jesus love warm you up. Live happy your life and never think of giving up. Bright sun will shine. Let Jesus love warm you up. Live happy your life and never think of giving up. Jesus by your side. This way is much easier to go. You'll be glad and never become blue.
It's always good of getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for our new dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call. The time is right now. Here is the place. So let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. It's always good of getting together. It's always good to do the good. I do believe the world can be better, and I know that you believe it too. Papa, Mama, brothers and sisters, let's get ready for our new dawn. This is the time for those big changes we have all been waiting for so long. Listen to this call. The time is right now. Here is the place. So let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Listen to this call. The time is right now. Here is the place. So let's move in a faster pace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace. Jesus waiting for us to spread His grace.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Spiritist Talk. We thank everyone for joining us tonight. And before we start, we would like to share a couple of announcements. We ask you to turn off your phone notifications and find a quiet place if possible. Our meeting will have a 30-minute presentation followed by the Q&A. Then after the presentation, we will have the spiritual treatment with passes and magnetized water. So we invite you to set aside a container with water to be magnetized. We would like to announce that our meeting is being retransmitted today by Continental Concafras Americas through their Facebook, and it's also being transmitted every Wednesday at 8 p.m. East by Kardec Radio through their Facebook and YouTube. So now we have a special invitation for those who want to learn more about Spiritism. Every Saturday at 5:15 p.m. East, we have an online and free class on our course Get to Know Spiritism. The next class will be on January 13th, and the theme for this meeting will be Charity and Spiritist Center. That's a great topic to start knowing more about Spiritism. So if you want to join us, please register through the link that is going to be posted in the chat. We also offer virtual live gospel at home. Did you know that? The Gospel at Home is an effective support for you and your family's spiritual harmony. We will motivate and guide you in establishing and maintaining the Gospel at Home study meetings. By posting in the chat, you can request it, so please let us know. You are also welcome to include your or someone else's name on the list of positive vibrations, incarnate or discarnate. The person you indicate will be assisted by good spirits to provide healing, energy, and strengthen goodwill. So please find the link in the chat. And the topic of today's meeting will be I have not come to bring peace, but destruction. Items 9 to 18. From chapter 23, Strange Morals, which will be facilitated by our sister Veronica from Winnipeg. Everyone is welcome to write comments and questions in the chat, and we will be addressing those questions at the end of the talk. And now we would like to invite our tonight's speaker, who will also be doing our opening prayer. Welcome, Veronica. Oh, you are mute. Sorry.
Hello. Thank you. Thank you for having me here, Larissa. Yeah.
Okay, I see you in the end.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Hello, whoever is online watching this. So please join me for a prayer. So let's close our eyes and for a moment, disconnect from our troubles, the rush of the day, and let's find inside ourselves the silence, the peace, and connect with our mentor, our friend in the spiritual realm who cares for us, who watches and follow us through our challenges, our victories, and our failures. And in this connection, in this moment of peace and silence, let's give thanks to our Creator for being here in this moment, a moment where We seek for words of encouragement, words that try to shed some light in our future as spirits, as immortal spirits. Thank you, Lord, because your unconditional love to towards us allow us to receive messengers of your love that come to earth to bring love, to remind us of your laws, of love, justice, and peace. May we be connected with you, God, and may our Master Jesus be with us today, helping us to get, to extract the truth in your teachings. We ask, dear Lord, that all of us listen to this study tonight can be receive your vibration of peace, of balance, and may we be enlightened along with brothers and sisters who are in the spiritual realm as well. Thank you, God. Thank you, Master Jesus. Thank you, spirits who coordinate our studies. So be it. Okay, so today, everyone, we are still studying this chapter that Kardec intentionally left included in the Gospel according to Spiritism, right? With this very intriguing title, Strange Morals. And I just have here in the slides there. So this is the summary. Today we are actually in the last session of this chapter, and we have, for the last 3 weeks, we have studied these strange morals, right? We have, these are statements that came from Jesus that at the first sight, we would not accept that it came from Jesus, or we would think that Jesus had some sort of bipolar disorder, maybe because he has preached the love and peace, the love towards our neighbors, and it is strange to hear from him saying, whoever does not hate his father and mother, or forsaking father, mother, and children, or leave to the dead the care of burying their dead. And today we are going to talk about I have not come to bring peace, but division. And so Kardec, interesting enough, this chapter appears to be one of the only chapters where it doesn't end with Spiritist teachings. So all the chapters of the Gospel starts with a passage of the Gospel, right, from the Gospel according to Spiritism, and then there is an explanation by Allan Kardec about what that passage of the Gospel means. And then at the end of the chapter, there are Spiritist teachings where he selects some messages provided by the spirits. So we have many times, we have St. Augustine, the spirit of St. Augustine. Sometimes we have a protector spirit, which was one of the main spirits that was coordinating the work of Kardec, and many others. But this one doesn't, this chapter, interesting enough, it doesn't have. So this chapter is actually the interpretation of Kardec about these strange morals, about these teachings, these words that we uh, see in the gospel that many times many times we might think, oh, we hear people saying, oh, this is probably a misinterpretation or a mistake in the translation over the years. And sometimes it's because of the language, right? That over time he was translating different idioms, so he lost the sense. And Kardec I want to keep that in mind and keep that in the chapter so that Spiritism can also shed a light on what that really means, right? And so then what we are going to look today is in this last passage, which is, I have not come to bring peace but division. If you follow our previous meetings, we all end up, every time we end up saying, we just didn't understand, right, the metaphor of the teaching. We cannot take the words literally. And that's, of course, the same conclusion we get from this last chapter. But still, okay, so we should not take that literally, but then what should we get from the teaching, right? So, because otherwise we might say, maybe we should actually create fight and conflicts, right? Which for sure is not the case. So Kardec starts saying that if we take all Jesus' words literally, they would tend to transform his holy peaceful mission into a mission of subversion and discord. Right? So if we take this word by word, an absurd conclusion rejected by common sense, for Jesus would not have contradicted himself. Right? Jesus would not contradict himself because Jesus is a pure spirit, and a pure spirit only say the truth. Right? If they don't say the truth or if they contradict themselves, so they are not pure spirits because they don't have the full knowledge of laws and of the truth. So we know that cannot be the case. So then, if he didn't make a mistake and if he is not contradicting himself, what did he really meant by these words? So Jesus never said anything absurd, that's Kardec's words, to those who could understand the allegorical and deeper meaning of his words. Right? So for a person who is able to understand this figurative language and the deep meaning of his words, it would make total sense. But Kardec continues, however, many things cannot be understood without the key that Spiritism provides. Okay, so at the time of Kardec, people even today, are debating about Jesus' words and what that means. What Kardec is saying is that with the knowledge that Spiritism brings, we start to understand the meaning of those words because Spiritism starts to reveal the spiritual world and our real condition as spirits, right? We are spirits having a body experience. We are not a physical body trying to become a spirit, right? It's in the other way around. And that's what Spiritism comes to teach us. So let's see here then what he actually meant. So in this session from Matthew, in Matthew 10:34, we find, do not suppose that I have come to bring peace to the earth. That's Jesus saying. I did not come to bring peace, but a sword. And we can see here that we see the word sword. So literally, Jesus is saying, I'm bringing the sword and not peace. But Jesus refers about teaching about peace many times in his teachings. For example, Jesus said in John 14, peace I leave with you, my peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. So Jesus is saying he's giving us his peace, first thing. And the second thing, he's saying that his peace is different from the peace from the world. So that means that we have two types of peace, right? And these two types of peace are very different in the way how we can pursue the peace. So we have this world's peace and Jesus' peace. So for comparison, the peace we have, the concept of peace we have in the world, in our material life, refers to absence of problems, right? Problems in terms of finances, right? We don't have struggles. We have good health. We are successfully professionally. We are happy with our jobs and with in our career. We have friends. We have family. So we have an absence of problems in our overall in our all aspects of our life. That would be what the world would say peace. But it is a battle for every human being to achieve a stable and comfortable life free of difficulties, right? Free of problems. Because sometimes we have a financial struggle, and once we solve that and we find some, let's say we have living debt or something, we are able to be okay financially, then we have some healthy issue. And once the healthy issue is solved, sometimes we have a professional issue, we have a loss in the family, we lost a loved one, we have to move, another person gets ill that is near to us. So our life is very, we are experiencing constantly changes in our life. It's not always a straight line. We have ups and downs. So it is a battle for us to always find this point of balance. So it is difficult to achieve peace, this type of peace, giving the transitory aspects of our life, right? Our life is very dynamic, it changes. Now let's look at Jesus' peace. From this perspective of Jesus, peace is not something that is related to external elements. So it's not the job, the friends, is not something that's outside of us, the environment we live, if we have a nice house or not. It is not that. Jesus' peace is about how we react to the external world. How we react about these things, about people, about circumstances in life, about life events. That's what is going to guide whether or not we are in peace. So it is the peace that Jesus is giving us, right? In the passage we just read, it's a battle within ourselves to achieve a state of constant serenity and inner peace, regardless of the external world. So following Jesus' peace, this type of peace that Jesus is teaching us, it doesn't matter if we could be healthy or not. We could have a terminal disease, but we could find still peace inside ourselves. We could have a big loss in our family, among our friends, but although missing, right, and suffering with the loss, we still have peace inside of ourselves. So independent of our life conditions, where we live, with who we live, or whatever happens, uh, the way people treat us, or the way if the way we live, we could still find peace. So it's a different type of peace. And this piece has to do with the idea of a good fight. So when Jesus said, I did not come to bring peace, he might be considered, I'm not coming to bring the peace of earth. I come to bring the sword. I'm bringing the sword. So the sword brings the notion of conflict, of fight, of war, right? But there is also two ways of thinking about fight, the same way as peace. So there is a good fight. So in the message by Emmanuel, who comment on this lesson from the gospel from Matthew 10, he explains that the struggles of evolution, we have two types of fight. We have the fight, the general fight, and a good fight. So in the regular fight, we target external enemies. We yield weapons, devise strategies, use cunning, and sometimes reveal in the defeat of our adversaries amidst false joys. So in the fight, we are battling others and circumstances in order to benefit ourselves, in order to get some advantage. So in history of humanity, we see that many times. Any type of conflict, civil wars, world wars, conflicts between countries, it's always some sort of external enemy that we are battling and trying to get some advantage. So we are always thinking about the joys we might get, and joys that are material, of the material nature. So fight grounds our heart to painful processes of readjustment following the law of cause effect. And here is um, where the Spiritism help us to understand these this sequence these sequences of actions that we sometimes take that lead us to this process of the readjustments, because we know by the law of cause effect that anything that we do that's evil, we should repair, right? And we should uh, we should we should fix, right, the mistakes we did. So law of cause effect. Now there is the good fight. In good fight, we are willing to fight, but against ourselves, against the lower feelings and qualities that weight down our soul. So every time we have, for every feeling or vices or bad habits, bad what we have evil in us that we cultivate, we weigh down our soul, right? So it means we become heavier. We become heavier and grounded on earth. So we are not able to fly. We are not able to feel lighter. And we are not able to feel peace. So good fights like this, these ones that when we fight trying to destroy this evil that is inside of us, the bad things that are inside of us. They free our spirit for ascension to higher planes because we become lighter. So this is the good fight, very different from the world fight, right? The fight we just described that is always looking for some uh, individual benefit. So with Jesus, the sword that we see in his teachings is transformed in a cross. So if we see the shape of the sword in the cross is a sword upside down, right? And what that means? That means that with the sword upside down, we direct the sword in the towards the heart of the world, the earth, right? That's how they would place the cross, right, on earth. So this is a metaphor to explain that the sword, instead of pointing a sword towards another person, we need to turn that inside of us in order to destroy what is evil in us. So when the cross is uh, placed in, on earth, it's pointing inside the center of earth. So the same thing for the sword we will hold. So we are not harming others, right? The sword is something that harms. So we are not harming others. We are trying to fight us ourselves. So discipline and humility, love and renunciation mark Jesus' attitudes at every step of the path. Now, the idea of not bringing peace and bringing a sword makes more sense when it comes out of Jesus' mouth, right? So if you have received, and then Emmanuel in this message, he tells us, right? He's speaking to us. If you have received the symbolic sword, and that's the symbolic sword, the sword is a cross upside down because it's facing towards us, right? So if we receive the symbolic sword that the master brought to life, remember that the battle instituted by the Lord's lesson remains alive and strong within us. So Emmanuel is reminding us that this battle against what is bad in us is a constant, should be a constant in our lives. So he continues by saying, we must sheath the sword. So it's like putting the sword away, right? Off. So we must sheath the sword of the mistakes. So we should get all the mistakes we did in our past, the mistakes of our past, and that includes from this life and previous lives, because this we learn with Spiritism, that over the course of our multiple existences, we cultivate vices that are ingrained in us, right? And so we need to use the sword in order to eliminate everything that's evil, that's negative, that's bad inside of us, and convert it into the redeeming cross. So once we can make use of this fight to actually remove from us the bad things, we are going to see then our mistakes and experiences as a form of learning, a learning experience that help us to improve. So everything that happens to us on earth now is not a matter, is not a caused by bad luck or I have to battle, but it is a lesson that I have to learn. So think about experiences that we sometimes have the same experience multiple times. right? So a good example, we have a work we have a boss and we don't get along with this boss, we change work, we change our jobs and we find another supervisor that is exactly the same type of person. It's almost like we have difficulty, right, dealing with these people, but it's the same type of personality that we have this difficulty. Is an experience that we gain, right? It is actually is God's mercy to allow us to practice and try again until a point where we are not going to battle against that person, because I'm just if I can use the sword instead of attacking the other person to actually destroy inside of me the animosity that it is directed to that person. There'll be a point where we won't cultivate those feelings anymore, right? So with this cross, and that then this point, the sword turns into a cross, right? So with this cross, we will fight the enemies of our peace hidden within our own self in the form of pride and intemperance, selfishness, and animality. So these are the fights we should to get into, right? Giving up these negative traits at the price of our own dedication to the happiness of others. So instead of having these feelings of pride, selfishness, we are going to start to dedicate ourselves to the happiness of others, not to my own happiness. This is the only path capable of leading us to the definitive empire of the great light. So Emmanuel is giving us a recipe here to find this peace that Jesus is promising us. It is through helping others and making others around us happy that we will be able to find this peace. So this message also have another intriguing sentence, right? A statement. So continuing Matthew 35, we read, "For I have come," Jesus saying, right? "For I have come to turn a man against his father, daughter against her mother, a daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. A man's enemy will be the members of his whole own household." So Jesus are saying that we are living with the enemy, right, in our own family. And in Luke, also similar, from now on, there will be 5 in one family divided against each other, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. So same notion that there will be conflicts within the family. And what Spiritism has to tell us, right? So Kardec's explanation about this strange moral from Jesus is like that. Jesus foresaw what would occur after his teachings start to spread. Okay, so Jesus' word was anticipate what was going to happen, giving our spiritual condition, right? Separated by their beliefs, brothers will unsheath their swords against one another, and division will reign in the midst of the same family whose members do not share the same faith. So Jesus is saying, if you decide to believe in my teachings and live my teachings, and study my teachings and live by my teachings, you will find challenges with your family. Because we know that our family, it is with us, living with us by ties that we develop in previous lives. So not all uh, all human beings that are present in our life are individuals that we love. Sometimes we had difficulties, very serious difficulties in previous lives. Sometimes these are individuals who were enemies in other lives, and we have, by the mercy of God, we are allowed to reincarnate together so that we can learn to love each other. But at the point where one person sees the light that the gospel brings and start to change their lives, others sometimes are in a different stage in their life. So they don't want to follow, they don't want to hear, and they get really disturbed by these changes, right? They feel violated, they feel sometimes angry. So there is, Jesus is saying that there will be conflicts between families, and that's normal. So he's telling that's going to happen. But we have to remember too that Spiritism is going to tell that this is not going to happen forever, because everybody is going to progress, right? That's in one direction. We don't go backwards. So sometimes I might be in a path a little bit ahead, and others are ahead of me, and others are behind, but we all end up at the same end. So in Matthew 49, I have come to bring fire on the earth, and how I wish it were already kindled. So Jesus came to set fire on earth. So what is this fire? Another strong message there, right? So Kardec is going to translate that to us, saying, I have come to cast fire upon the earth to clean it of error and prejudice. So that's what the fire is going to do. It's going to burn error and prejudice. Just as fire is put to a field in order to destroy the weeds and prepare the field for seeding, right? And I desire for it to be lit so that the purification may be quicker. For out of conflict, the truth will emerge triumphant. So what he's saying here is that we need, in order for us to see truth and real peace in the world and among ourselves, we must destroy the bad weeds, right? That's error and prejudice. So that's what the fire is, the fire of truth, the fire of justice, the fire as this desire that we have to become a better person. So this collective desire that humanity have to improve themselves, to individually we try to improve ourselves in knowledge and in moral, collectively will set this fire to clean earth from these errors and prejudice. And that's when it's very good for this moment on earth where we are moving towards a regenerated world, right? We are upgrading to a better level of world. So let me see here. So then the yes. So then in Paul of Tarsus is one of the best examples about the good fight, right? He had the fight. He was a fighter until he saw Jesus and accepted Jesus in the road to Damascus. So he was eager for that world fight that was trying to get things his way, and he never had peace. But then once he accepted the gospel and understand the true meaning of the gospel, he finally found peace within, right? And in his letters to Ephesians and Thessalonians, he's going to say that we should put on the full armor of God, right? So you should get ready for a fight, basically. But what is this armor of God? So we should stand firm with the belt of truth, the breastplate of righteousness. We should have in our put our feet in the readiness that comes from the gospel of peace. Take up the shield of faith and love. Take the helmet of hope of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So this is the armor of God. So the belt of truth is something that we carry everywhere. So seeking the truth, seeking for knowledge. The righteousness, the breastplate, so is the first thing that we show should be a straight, a righteous life. And under in our feet, we will have the gospel of peace. So the teachings of the gospel that teach us the rules how we should live on earth. And this is on the feet because it's the basis. It's the basis of action, every action that we are going to do. And with the shield of faith and love, we can protect ourselves from attacks that we may receive because we are making these decisions. So we should keep our faith and love to shield us from from any kind of anguish or sadness or any feelings that we might feel when if we encounter challenges. And the helmet of hope for salvation, so it is something to protect our minds, right? A helmet to protect our minds that with faith in the future and love towards ourselves and others, we can protect our minds and our thoughts and kind of filter, right, our thoughts so that nothing bad comes in or out. And with the sword of the Spirit, because remember, the sword becomes the cross, right? That is this it is our will to try to improve ourselves in order to improve our spirit, right? So is to gain qualities that are going to be eternal for our spirit, which is the word of God, right? Which comes from the gospel as well. And finally, Kardec is going to say, finally, wary of a fight without results. So when we engage in the fight, the earth fight, right? We start to get tired, right? And we kind of realize, human beings will realize where their true interests lie regarding this world and the other. So this world on earth, the life we are living here, and our life, the world in the spiritual realm. So they will see, we will see on which side, we will see on which side the friends and enemies of their peace of mind are located. So if we have to reflect, where is my peace? Where can I find peace? Is my peace based on material things? So is my peace based on I want to own a house, I want to have a beautiful partner with kids, I want the newest car? Is that where my peace is going to be? I'll have peace if I have a good retirement income. Is that your peace? Or is a peace where I want to leave this world and feel that I contribute with something good. I want to learn a new skill. I want to learn something new, something I don't know. I want to treat others better. So based on what brings us peace of mind, it is where our friends are and our enemies as well. And all will then, so everyone, once we have this reflection, we will all then shelter ourselves beneath the same banner, because we will learn that what brings us peace of mind is the banner of charity. And all things will be reestablished on the earth in accordance with the truth and principles that I have taught, right? So this is Jesus saying, right? So once we understand that charity, thinking about others, um, um, being engaged in causing in giving others happiness, these are the things that are based in the law of love and charity. So then to finalize here, so Jesus, in John 16, we have words from Jesus that I have said these things to you, that in me you may have peace, right? So Jesus said that he gives us his peace, and in him we will find peace. And he tells us that in the world you will have tribulation. So that's, we are all susceptible to tribulations on earth, right? But take heart, I have overcome the world. So, in our path for self enlightenment, it is normal that we may find actually more tribulations, more challenges than if we had not seek for that. Because as we examine ourselves with that sword, it starts to hurt, right? It is a battle where we have to destroy ways of thinking, ways of acting, bad habits, bad feelings that are very ingrained in our soul. In John 14, Jesus says, peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give it to you as the world gives, right? Do not let your hearts be troubled and do not be afraid. So Jesus is inviting us to be courageous, to be brave in order to battle our worst enemy, which is living inside of us, our selfishness, our pride. And if we are strong with ourselves, we will see that we don't need to battle or fight with anyone or anything in the world. So that is the message from today's gospel. So it's an invitation to fight, right? So I hope we can all engage in this fight, which is a fight for education, right? Education in terms of knowledge, education of feelings, education of emotions. It is a constant work that we have to fight, but is inside of us and not outside of us. So, okay, I think I am done here, and we should have Larissa back.
Thank you so much, Veronica, for your talk today. It was very nice. All the analogies, I really like the analogy, like the sword and the cross, right? I never really thought about that, but that was really cool. And we actually have some questions about the study today. So the first one is from Marcella, and she's asking how to achieve this state of serenity and inner peace, and how to keep it living in this world.
Yeah, good question. I think this is an exercise of self enlightenment, right? For sure. And everyone, each person has their special struggles, but as humanity, we have some commonalities, right? So we know that selfishness and pride are the are the triggers for many of the dissension and the conflicts we find. So we need to really learn our emotions and look at root cause of our feelings and our the moments where we lose control, we feel rage, and try to perceive why that's happening and try to replace. This is one way of doing, right? We can replace for other things. So when Emmanuel says that charity, in Kardec also, charity is the way. When we spend time helping others, and charity is not material only, right? So, but
Mhm.
if we try to do something to help another person, to make somebody feel better, right? Maybe a word, a word, a nice word, right? Or be a good listener. That moment that we are being charitable, we stop thinking about ourselves. So we feed our selfishness less,
Mhm.
right? Because there's no time to do that. Right? So I think, and then we feel peace, right? We
Mhm.
feel peace because we did something good. So we know when we are doing something good and something bad most of the
Yeah.
time, right? So we have that feeling that tells, oh, we I did the right thing, right? You did the
Mhm.
right thing. No, we don't need anybody else to tell us. We know, right? And how to keep it living in this world, right? So how to keep living in this state of inner peace. Um, I think when we I think Paul of Tarsus is a good example of that, right? He had many, once he embraced Christianity, he really struggled. He was stoned, he was beaten, he went in prison, everything happened. But every moment, in every struggle, he used as an opportunity to spread the gospel. So if he was in jail, he was talking to the other prisoners about the gospel. If he was like in a ship in the middle of the
Ocean.
storm, the
Yeah.
ocean, he was telling people to that's a good lesson to think about, right? And so how we keep living this world. So we should find points to get help too, right? So when we study the gospel in group, for example, our spiritist studies, we are all there for the same reason. We find spiritism has something we are looking for, right?
Mhm.
So we need to actually engage to others that are also seeking for the same thing, right? So it could be in spiritism, it could be in another religion, it could be at work, it could be a volunteer work. So if we join forces, we are stronger, right? And
Mhm.
I think that would be a good way to start, right? Because sometimes we alone we have it's difficult, right? So maybe if we can join forces, that could be a good way.
Yeah, that was really a great answer, I guess. And we have one more, but I think you kind of like shared a little bit in the talk and explaining the other question, but I will just maybe you can just, give us a summary. So Publio, our friend, he sends, is that right to say that Jesus Christ's peace is not in the external world, but inside of everyone, independent of the battles we have in our
Mm,
daily life?
yeah, yeah, because well, um, spiritism again, right, can teach us that we all everyone live in different conditions. So let's say, for example, sometimes we have examples of people that are born with a disability, and people are extremely happy.
Mm-hmm.
People who go through a very difficult illness, like car accident, and they become paraplegic, tetraplegic. They go through many struggles. People who have lost their whole family, and people still find happiness and comfort in the world. They start to work for others. So it is true that the peace that Jesus is promising us is independent of our current struggles in life. And
Mhm.
for that, we can think about even the disciples, right? His apostles were martyrs, right? They
Mhm.
were persecuted, tortured, and they didn't lose faith, or they had inner peace, right? Because they were doing the right thing.
Mhm.
Now, so that's the peace that Jesus is promising us. If we can improve ourselves, we will see that the external world is less important because it's temporary, right? It's not going to last forever, this
Yeah.
existence. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you so much once again, Veronica. It was really nice to have you here. And now we will move on with the preparation for tonight's spiritual treatment. So, what is spiritual treatment? PASS is a transfusion of spiritual energy with the goal of assisting with our physical, emotional, and mental balance. PASSes help us to restore a state of harmony and peace by replacing negative energy with healthy and positive energy. In order to receive the best benefits from passes, please follow the audio instructions or remain in prayer. You may close your eyes to help with mentalization. And during the pass, the water that you set aside will also absorb the spiritual energy that your family and you can benefit from. And now we will make a prayer in preparation for the pass and will be our closing prayer as well. So I invite everyone to join me in this prayer. Let's close our eyes. Let's calm our hearts. Elevate our thoughts to our Master Jesus and to the friendly spirits that are here with us tonight. Master Jesus, we would like to thank you for one more opportunity to learn a bit about Spiritism and your teachings. We ask that you may help us in our spiritual journey, that we may be able to apply these teachings in all areas of our life. May we be able to feel this peace, this inner peace that you brought to us, no matter what is happening in the external world, no matter on the conditions that we are living right now. May we be able to be grateful for the things that we have, for the things that we are, for the family, for the people that are surrounding us. We always find things that we can feel grateful for. We also would like to put in your hands all the people that are currently in our prayer book, incarnate or discarnate. May each one of them receive vibrations of love, of peace in their hearts, and may they be assisted with their inner necessities and everything that they are currently most in need right now. May we be able to receive all the benefits from the spiritual treatment that will start soon. And we ask your protection for the week ahead, trusting that you will stay with us today and always. So be it.
Let us now prepare ourselves for the moment of the passes and the magnetization of water. Let's now calm our hearts, breathing in and out. Pay attention to your body. Focus on your breath and let yourself be carried by this energy. Let your thoughts pass by without judging them. Let them flow. Allow this light to be the beacon that guides you, and allow these words to penetrate your energy. Make each word an anchor of gratitude, faith, and trust. With the purpose of healing, which takes away my faith, healing every feeling of separation, of pain, let it all dissolve in this moment, leaving only love, gratitude, and trust. We ask God for the presence of our guardian angel and the friendly spirits who welcome us into this enlightened environment of our Spiritist Center. We open our plexus of love and forgiveness by mentalizing a light surrounding our hearts. Find a quiet and comfortable place to begin the mentalization process. Remove all worries from your thoughts. We ask that during the pass you breathe slowly and deeply. Let your body relax and surrender yourself to a deep meditation. Calmly imagine divine energies in soft and colorful light surrounding you in an environment of peace and spiritual warmth. Entrusting God with your most intimate desires, raise your thoughts to Jesus and the emissaries of the spiritual environment. The path begins with the cleansing of your soul. Imagine a waterfall of crystal clear water pouring over us, removing all the feelings that keep you away from faith and trust. Feel the energy of this water bathing you and deeply breathe in, feeling peace and harmony. Allow this water to wash away all the impurities and spiritual larvae, washing away all the sorrows and resentments, any feelings of hatred and revenge that hold us back and cause us harm, not only from this life, but past ones as well. Now visualize spiritual doctors around you, applying magnetic cleansing passes, sanitizing your spiritual body of all sadness and negative energy. Mentalize these negative thoughts and feelings being washed away, evaporating from your soul, like water evaporating into thin air, and being carried far away from your mind. Surround yourself with the faith that bathes your being, bringing clarity and lucidity, rebalancing every cell in your body. May the water envelop all pain and bring the clarity of opportunity that chooses peace. The answer arises in our hearts, freeing us from all evil and freeing all whom we have caused evil into and who have caused us evil, washing away all the connections that bind us. Even though we may not understand, we are freeing ourselves from all that causes us harm. Feel this cleansing penetrate your soul and release. Now that we are spiritually cleansed, imagine yourself surrounded by the light of love from the hands of Jesus. At this moment, sing words of faith and gratitude, being faithful to the light that exists in me, planted by the zealous Father. Imagine the sunlight that surrounds and enraptures, freeing us from the chains of everything that holds us down, strengthening your faith. Allow yourself to trust in this light, surrender to it, involved in pleasant feelings and feeling relieved to receive the strengthening lights.
Mentalize your spiritual mentors now applying divine light for the strengthening of your mind and your emotions, leaving you feeling emotionally revitalized. Let us now mentalize the magnetization of this water. May we mentalize all the friendly spirits, magnetizing this water and filling it with everything that our bodies, minds, and soul need, so that it may be of help to us when we drink it after the Pass. Thank you, God.
Thank you for joining us tonight. We will be back next Tuesday here on Spiritism Canada and Continental Concafos Americas at 8:30 p.m. East, and next Wednesday on Kardec Radio at 8 p.m. East. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for Spiritism Canada and Spiritist Group Paths of Light. Have a good night.
Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, mate, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try. Build a bridge over troubled waters, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrows, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope. No more fear, no more fight. Someone told me long ago that life is just a long road. Sorry, babe, but life to me is way much more. No matter what it seems to be, it's always time to make a change. Sometimes all we need is only one more chance. So try, build a bridge over troubled water, fly. If that's all that you have left to do, I want more. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more, no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope place. No more fear, no more fight. I want more happy sunny days. I want more happy smiles on your face. Love sparkling the eyes. Tears no more sorrow, no more bad days. No more cries, no more dark hope place. No more fear, no more fight. Let the sun